Just gonna go.
Go.
Okay. I got a question, Benny, which is, you've been talking about how you got into it, the hurricane, the FEMA trailer, a tree here, a tree there. But I'm curious, since then, obviously it's developed into this operation that you're talking about having a 20-year vision for. So can you just talk about that? What is, from where you came from planting just a few trees, what now is your vision for this property?
Well, I like to continue on the planting the trees simply because I don't think the fruit trees is not something you plant today, and it's not a vegetable that you can see your harvest in a month or two. The harvest is many years down the line, and as farmers, it's like it takes not just patience. You got to stick it out and just wait for the trees to fruit. So I think I want to put more fruit trees.
But overall, I mean, you're planning on feeding a neighborhood.
Right.
Is an idea. Not this neighborhood, but the neighborhood where the store is in the bywater.
Right.
Can you just talk to that? Is it the idea profit for the business, or is it more than that?
Well, you see, I feel I was never in a supermarket business before, but to me it doesn't make sense the way we do supermarkets, that you buy your vegetables and your fruits in like a machine. It's like a machine-made product. I mean, I feel like supermarkets could get the help with the community and develop these small farms so we can actually produce fruits and vegetables that are not mass-produced, that is not machine-made.
Mm-hmm. But what have you been able to do so far at the store?
Well, we've been able to do our own honey, some of our own honey, some vegetables, eggs, some fruits, some meat, but it's not something that's developed overnight. It just takes time. Every year we're increasing our production.
I mean, we have had you on the radio show associated with the Eat Local Challenge, and in June, everybody in New Orleans is conscious of that. At least anybody who pays attention to food. A lot of restaurants got on board. There's like 40 restaurants that are participating in it. A couple hundred people sign up and pay to participate in the event. Do you think that in New Orleans people are paying more attention to the source of their food?
I do feel that, yeah. I feel the New Orleans people would like to have their local foods. And I don't think just New Orleans, I think in general everybody wants a better food. The whole country is looking for that.
What about the people here? Do they look at you kind of cockeyed and think, what is this guy doing? Or do they come over and ask questions about it? Are they getting the picture of what you're doing here?
For most part they are, yeah. I mean, in this part of the country, I don't think people raise organic methods, so it's kind of different. We don't use any pesticides or any chemicals.
Okay, yeah, let me ask you about that, because a lot of what we hear about is in South Louisiana there's so many bugs, you have to use pesticides. What's been your experience?
I don't think you have to use pesticides, because I feel every time you use pesticides, it gets worse and worse and worse. The next time you have to use something stronger.
I could have sworn there was a book written about that by Rachel Carson. I mean, that's something that like we've heard about for decades. But
Silent Spring, 1971.
Yeah. 1962.
Was it 62? Okay.
Are people making the connection that you are trying to feed a neighborhood in New Orleans with this food?
Yes, but it's not in a small step. I mean, this is a gigantic step in my opinion. I mean, it's not an easy thing to accomplish.
Yeah, because for people who want to, who like, let's say, participate in the Eat Local Challenge, and they say, well, I'm going to go to a restaurant and I'm going to pay, I'm going to buy a meal that's got local ingredients, and you say, okay, well, I'm doing my part. But you have a totally different level of participation in the local food movement. So can you just talk about the amount of work that it takes that it takes you and the people that you're working with here to do this?
Yes, it takes a lot of work and a lot of dedication and a lot of love.
You're now living here part-time.
Yeah, we live here and we have Sebastian. He's probably one of your best organic farmers there is in the years. And he has worked in many different farms throughout the state and out of the state. And it takes a big dedication. It's not your 9-to-5 job. I mean, you know, because you could have an incident on the farm, like let's say today, what main water pipe broke, and you know, so it's quite challenging sometimes at times.
Are you eating any of the food that you're growing here? Are you guys cooking it here?
Sure, we're doing it right now.
Are we about to eat?
Right.
Okay.
You're gonna eat
All
what
right.
we cook here.
All right, Benny. Well, anyway, we look forward to having you on the show again.